Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about all things fandom on this channel and we talk about it in a positive way. If that's something that appeals to you, you've come to the right place. We're so happy to have you here today. And today we have to talk about Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 5, which was actually really amazing. So let's jump into our spoiler review. Now, this, of course, is going to be our spoiler review. If you have not actually seen Peacemaker yet, I urge you to check it out. The show is insane. It's not meant for children yet. It is a really good show adults can watch, and it is sort of canon to the Superman movie. It also does a lot to make it canon to some of the other stuff that we saw previously in the DCEU. Things that were kind of meant to happen sort of still happen, but they happen in a little bit different way. So Rick Flag Jr. is still taken out by Peacemaker. That still happens. That part of it still happens. So you can assume that a lot of the stuff that happened in the original DCU might have happened in different ways. And this includes the events of Suicide Squad where Rick Flag Jr. is killed by Peacemaker. Now, that being said, this is the part where we get into spoilers for this episode. So if you haven't watched the episode, go ahead and turn off the video, watch the episode, catch up, and then come back. We will be waiting. Alright, so the episode opens up with a flashback to the events of Rick Flag Jr.'s funeral. And we get to see that Amelia is sitting there, and she seems like she's pretty distraught. Rick Flag Sr. is sitting behind her, and he says to her that they won't tell him who killed his son. She tells him she can't tell him that information, but that she is going to make sure they pay. Now, this is kind of ironic considering that at the end of the last episode, she is given a chance to get back into the good graces by doing just that. So we jump forward to present day. And we see that he is maneuvering his way through the crowd to get to their meeting. And Amelia reveals to him once he gets there, it seems like he knows what's going on almost instantaneously. Like, we don't know why that is until a couple of seconds later. He's sort of shuffling through the crowd, being really, really careful about how he walks so that he doesn't get shot. And then all of a sudden, he goes up to Amelia and he moves her in front of him so that they can't get a shot of him then too. And it's revealed that she kind of knew. She gave him the warning to stay away and he did not listen to her. So then it's revealed that she doesn't actually want him to be there. She wants him to stay away and not get hurt. He then asks her the question about, do they mean anything? Did their night on the boat actually mean anything to her at all? She lies to him, and he doesn't pick up on the fact that she's lying to him. She basically tells him that how could she love him? How could she want to be with him? How could it mean anything? He killed one of her friends. So then essentially what happens is he decides to leave. Well, then of course a big battle ensues because now they're trying to take that shot to knock him out to get him into custody, and they can't do it. And he actually gets the upper hand for just a second. Then Amelia comes and knocks him out. Now, this is actually a very important thing because it's revealed that Bardo is in fact a cyborg. And this is something that is true in the comic books. So if you know the character from the comic books, it was kind of speculated they would go this route, although people didn't know for sure. And it's awesome to see that they are taking that from the comic books. And then the next time we see Peacemaker, he is in custody of Argus, and we see that John is kind of looking at Amelia, and Amelia wants him to come over and see her. But John doesn't want to come over and see her because he's pretty sure that she just betrayed them all. That's kind of the impression. John agrees to go and see her, and they go into the one room, and she reveals that the only reason she actually did that is because they were going to kill him. It's also then revealed that Bardo is in fact a cyborg. Now, this was actually shown to us, but it is being confirmed at this point to everyone. In case you missed that reveal earlier on, this is the part where they confirm it. And that's kind of a cool thing. John has a really funny line about how her picture of her as sort of that half cyborg was a screensaver for a minute, which is on par with his character. It really is. That would be something he would do. He'd be like, yes, this is awesome, Terminator type of thing. After hearing that, John feels a little bit better, but she tells him to book Peacemaker so that there's a record of everything. While meanwhile, Rick Flag gets in a room with him alone, and Rick Flag Sr. is beating him up. He probably does intend to actually end him right there, but ultimately, because John books him, now there's a record of arrest, so they know that he's in custody, so they know what happened. So then he has to let him go. Well, while they're doing all of this, Adrian is with Leota at the cabin, and Leota has a job. She got a phone call, and it's a new job. So we're going to see that kind of play out eventually, but apparently John then calls them because they show up to pick up Peacemaker when he gets released. And it's interesting because that cut in the middle to show them, just to show her get this job, was kind of the thing, and then to show them show up and actually rescue him. I thought that that was great because I actually thought that they were going to pay that off in this episode. That they were going to pay off her getting this job in this episode, and they didn't. But after he's let go and picked up by them, they take him back to the cabin, and they're unaware that Judo Master is following them. And it's got a really funny scene, too, of him in his car, and he's reaching in for the flaming hot Cheetos, and he's at the end of the bag. But if you look at his steering wheel, it's got fire on it, like, you know, to hint, hey, that flaming hot Cheeto. I actually love the character of Judo Master. I think he's really fun. Then, as he follows them, what ends up happening is Peacemaker tells Leota and Adrian to leave. He calls for Eagle. Now, this is another thing that kind of happened in between some of the stuff. We saw Eagle getting hunted. We actually see Saint Wild, and he's trying to kill Eagle. And when he tries to kill Eagle, the coolest thing happens. Eagle actually is revealed to, in fact, be this prime eagle that he thought he was. That's really cool. So while Peacemaker's calling him, it's being revealed to us that he is the prime eagle. And this hunt that's been going down with him and Saint Wild is about to end. So what happens is all these eagles come and they start getting on to Saint Wild. They're gonna take him out. Then we see Eagle flies to meet with Peacemaker, but only after Peacemaker is back in the building. Judo Master is spying on him. He's writing a letter to tell his friends that he's not coming back. So then he opens up the portal, and him and Eagle go through. And when him and Eagle go through, Judo Master comes in. He tries to make the call back to Argus, but he cannot. The signal is not there. So he proceeds to write a note saying he followed him in. Well, this is going to be big because now he's followed him in. Along comes Leota and Adrian. And Leota and Adrian see that he's opened the portal. He's closed the whole thing up behind him. It shuts down. Judo Master managed to get through, but by the time they get there, it's too late. It's closed. They can't go in after him. So then they have this thing where they open that up and the letter falls out. Now, they also see the letter from Judo Master that Judo Master writes to Argus, letting them know that he has followed them in. And they know it's Judo Master because there's flaming hot Cheeto powder on it, which is so funny. And we see them then go back, and they're driving away as Argus is driving to the cabin. So Argus goes into the cabin and there's nothing. Meanwhile, we get to see that Peacemaker has gone into this other dimension. We don't get to see that Judo Master has followed him yet because we know it, but he doesn't know it. He's actually looking at the poster on his walls and all this stuff. He's enjoying the fact that he is back in a dimension he feels is good. His brother comes in and his brother says, "What's that?" And he has to tell him about Eagle. He is a rescue. He's going to be my sidekick from now on. His brother is telling him that basically they have to go and fight a kaiju that's tearing up the city. Kind of like the same type of scenario we saw in Superman, a kaiju ripping up a city. So I don't know if there's a connection there. It could be the same type of kaiju. Meanwhile, all of our friends meet up. And of course, Leota asks the question to Amelia, did you do this? Did you betray him? Did you knock him out? And she says, no. I had to do that because he was going to get murdered by a cyborg. And that was the thing. They said, okay, well, of course, Adrian is really torn up and he's crying. And Leota goes in to kind of comfort him. They come out and Amelia picks up this device. She picks up the portal device and she's ready. She tells them they're going to get Peacemaker. And of course, John isn't immensely happy about this. He's not very brave. So he's like, God. They start to go and they're going to plan on getting him back. And so then we go to Peacemaker again. And Peacemaker is in this other dimension. They've taken out that kaiju. It actually shows him going back into Argus. And he's getting ready to hug Amelia. So his life seems really, really wonderful. And that's kind of where we see this episode end. But we know it's not that wonderful. We know that's not how things are going to go. Now, a couple things about this episode that really was strange is that Eagle was revealed to be this Prime Eagle. He showed that he had powers. Up behind him, when you see him revealed, there's the eagle symbol. Now, I don't know, this could have been in Saint Wild's mind, but it's doubtable because this really seemed like Eagle did in fact have some sort of powers because down came all these eagles around him and it was really awesome. It was a great scene. And then the fact that the one girl turns out to be a cyborg is another interesting thing to think about. At the point when she's getting ready to take Peacemaker out, you actually see the thing in her eye, showing her things. And it is like really deliberately done and really cool. And the reveal was amazing that she isn't just your average Argus employee. So I think that the next episode kind of shows that they end up going to this other dimension. Now, the funny thing here is that a lot of people have been speculating that this is the Dimension X. This is the bad one. This is the one where World War II turned out an entirely different way. And that could very well be the thing. That could be the thing here. I didn't think it would be at first, but the fact that they are all going in there does raise this question, especially how they're going in there. And there's also the fact that the next episode, episode 6, is called Ignorance is Chris. And that kind of tells me that maybe Peacemaker doesn't understand the dimension he's in. And the episode was great, though. It was amazing, and the series just keeps getting better and better. I am starting to get bored with this being the Dimension X evil version. It would be really cool to see that in live action, and it would be something that James Gunn would do. It would be something that would be in his wheelhouse to explore. But that being said, I want to know what you guys think. If you saw this episode, I want to know what you thought of it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are your thoughts on everything that happened? Do you think Eagle is the Prime Eagle? What do you think about the revelation that Bardo is in fact this cyborg? I want to know all of your thoughts. Do you think they are in Dimension X? What do you think is actually going on here? I want to hear all of your thoughts, all of your theories. Let me know in the comments below. And then make sure to share this video with all of your friends so they can be a part of the conversation as well. And if you are enjoying the positive content we bring, or just want more positive content, you're going to want to let YouTube know that. So hit that like button so that more positive content goes across your feeds. And then, if you're liking our channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell that's right next to it so that you don't miss a single video we do. Because friends, at the end of the day, I know it and you know it. Fandom is family.